Yo. It's Apexxology. What's up, baby? Question and answers. I'm by myself again today, you dig? Questions and answers. Where this should be coming from. Decent question. Yo, let's get it in, man. Yo, it's the Solar God, Apexxology. Peace and blessings to y'all, man. Saturday a.m. I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna send this off to Chrissy. She probably post this about an hour or two right after I do it. It's right now. It's Saturday morning, about 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? And I got some questions and answers that I want to get in. Put it on the tube for y'all to hear these answers. I never know what the questions is. I just went through them just now. Pretty decent questions. We're gonna get right in it. So y'all prepare to listen, because I always try to answer questions and make it sort of like a class where y'all can like get a little more out of just for what I was asked. I try to give it to y'all in a few different, from a few different angles. And remember, for those who follow, we don't teach belief. You share with people. This is not about believing. This man just answers questions to the best of his ability, to the best of my forward or research, to the best of my wisdom and my intellect. And it's not for you to believe. It's just to know certain things exist, times and dates and stuff like that. And maybe a lot of the things that I recite to y'all predates the information that you have. Doesn't make me right and make you wrong. Yet we wanna get to the truth. Because we can. A lot of people is caught up on thinking you'll never know the truth. And if that's so, then I guess your Bible is wrong, because it says God told you to seek and you shall know the truth. And in the beginning of the Bible, it says the man has become one of us, knowing good from evil. So it's a time you can know. Question 1. What is the relationship between angelic beings and human beings? Well, the word angelic being could be translated in many ways. Elohim, Anunnaki, I guess solar deity, God, angel, angelic. I don't know. It's like Santa Claus with helpers, with elves. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to become greater than your angels. Your aim is to become greater than your angels. When you're on the earth realm, your angels serve you. When you're in the skies, you serve your angels. Y'all gotta go check that out. But you're supposed to become greater than your deity. Greater than your guardian. Not by way of trying to be boasty to take over, but just in your strive to perfect a thing. That thing is yourself. You're supposed to always be moving forward to perfect yourself. And if you can perfect yourself higher than your archangel, then good. You got angels that's trying to reach other realms. They're not as high as they want to be. Decent question, you know what I'm saying? Another question. Why should people have faith? I don't think you should. Faith, and I want Christians to listen to this, and a lot of people in the world that have faith. If you have faith, you have a European concept in your head, meaning there was an ancient monk named Dionysius, and he introduced the love of God by faith. This goes back to 5th, 6th century. The center of all Christian information is a place called Alexandria. And this Dionysius introduced the love of God by way of faith. Prior to that, faith wasn't even a word in our mental, in our concepts. The European introduced having faith. And he was introducing it to savages, I guess, because just think of this. If you did believe the Bible and God walked with Adam, you know what I mean? We know that in Genesis. Then why is there, what would there need to be faith for? You would know there's a God. Faith would become, faith and belief is when you're not totally sure, when you don't have your hands on everything. That's why I'm not a believer or have faith, because I'm totally sure. I have my hands on everything. Now, you may not believe me, trust me, or think what I'm saying is real, but I know it's real. You understand what I'm saying? So, I don't know, we gotta, faith was dealt to you by a man called Dionysius, and St. Thomas, if y'all know him, famous saint, he that's his boy. He quotes Dionysius. That's his. He sanctioned Dionysius. So we go back to all these European saints, St. Thomas and all this, and they was all in their own little thing, man. So you wasn't supposed to have faith. Just simple. God walked with Adam in the garden, and even if y'all knew that, y'all should know there's a God if you believe in the Bible, right? So you should get away with faith. Why should you have faith in God if you know there's a God? So that's the trick. Faith was introduced into Christianity at a certain point. It wasn't teaching faith a lot. It was not teaching faith. A monk who, and this goes back to what I told y'all. All the ancient philosophers, the Neoplatonists, Pythagoras, all of these ancient philosophers, they were great. These Greek philosophers, I listened to a lot of them. Plato, Nietzsche, Aristotle, what's his name? What's the other one with the G? Start with a G. Famous philosopher. I can't think of him right now. Anyway, Galileo. They all quote monks. They all quote shamans and monks and ancient mystic teachers of wisdom. Who are the shamans and monks? Go back to what I taught y'all. When we evolved, the solar beings manifest, and we manifest into high monks and what you would call Buddhists and things like that. So all throughout, I don't care how tough these Greek philosophers is, they're always referring to monks that they visit. Even the philosophers of today, they'll tell you about they went out and sat with the Dogon tribe. They went out and sat with the natives and learned. Those are the solar people, the Dogon tribe, the natives, the high shamans, the Buddhist priests. Those are the people running on solar energy that manifest and stay in high positions in temples and way Tibetan places, away from all this negative energy, to be able to stay solar, to be able for us to be able to travel and go see Buddhists and all that. The Buddhists and all that, they are the solar gods. The Tibetans, all of them, they are the solar gods. So all throughout these great Greek philosophers, you're going to hear them quote or say they went and visited a monk. Always remember what Apexxology once shared with y'all. The monks, the Buddhists, the shamans are the solar beings. Those are the beings how when we evolved, we were still in that high state. Those were the crystalline deities. They was the one teaching. And all of the savages came to them and confessed their killings, their mischief, their murder. And this set forth a system of benevolence, a spiritual system for beings to be able to come to and admit things. That's what the Catholic Church stole it from. The Buddhists was the first ones people were admitting to. So I don't care how intelligent your philosopher is, he's going to trace his research back to a Buddhist monk who taught him. And they all teach you to go out into the woods and find yourself for 2 or 3 months by yourself. So faith was introduced as an alternative for savages, if you ask me. As an alternative for savages to have a doctrine to do something with themselves. The crystalline being or the Christ doctrine was being taught by the monks. That was us. That was solar deity. That was stolen by the Catholic priests. And you go into the box and you're confessing to the Catholic priest. That's really the monks. And all these so-called Platos and Greek philosophers and all of that, they go out and share this information, this beautiful information with the world. This crystalline doctrine. All right. What is God? What is God? I had a question like this before. What is God? God is. God is not a what. God is, so God cannot be. And that's just something that I say myself. God is, so God cannot be. If you actually saw God and was able to identify it and come back and tell someone and explain it, then it wasn't God that you saw. Okay? God is, so God cannot be. It's all a concept. The concept of good is. So God is and God cannot be. And to be or not to be was a famous, I think it was a Shakespearean quote. That's why he said to be or not to be. And the answer to that will be, is to be, because that's a question. To be or not to be. And the question is to be. For you. But God is. You have to go and be. That's why you always say, I gotta go do something. I'm gonna go be something. Go be all you can be. That's for you. God is. It's just a concept. How do you subtract a thing and add at the same time? And add on at the same time? Okay. That's getting into the abstract. That's getting into something a little deep. How do you reveal God? How do you reveal something beautiful? The art of taking something away and still revealing it at the same time is what I do. When you come to me, I can break your thoughts and beliefs down, take all that away from you, and then build you back up. Enfeeble to revamp. Enfeeble means to break down. Revamp means to rebuild. We build and destroy. We build on wisdom and intellect to destroy all false knowledge and education. The best way I can give you an example is this. That's a high math that takes away and adds on at the same time. That's a God principle. So that's not an easy question to answer. But I can give y'all, I'm so kind of nice with it, kindergarten to me. For the layman, I want you to understand a sculpture. A man going to do his thing and sculpt a monument. Right? In order for him to reveal you this big structure, he has to chip away at stone and take stone away, right? Think, he's chipping away, taking away. At the same time, revealing his sculpture. That's the art of sculpture. To chisel, but everything is dropping, you're taking away. But you're carving a picture at the same time. Taking away and revealing. That's the best way I can explain it to y'all. That's a high math. It's a pathiomath. It's a mind math. That it's an art of a tetrahedron type building. The art of taking away and still adding on. That's building and destroying. That's a person going into a church and the priest just break you down, telling you how much you've been sinning. You start crying, and then you go, yes, and then you reveal the real you. When somebody break you down good enough, you reveal the real you. You shouldn't go, oh, wow, he told the truth. It hurts a little bit. That's the taking away. But what comes out of that pain is the real you. So that's the answer to that question. How do you subtract a thing and add at the same time? Think of a master sculptor and what he has to do, what his job is. His job is to take away in order to reveal his work. Okay? What truly is consciousness? What truly is consciousness? Consciousness could be to be aware. Could be something that you're aware of. That's what consciousness can actually be. It could be something that you're aware of. To get back to the sculpture thing, that would be called, I forgot this, apophatic. To take away and reveal at the same time is called, it's apophatic. Okay, that just popped across my mind. All right, let me get to this next question. What truly is consciousness? Well, there's different type of consciousness. To me, I'm answering this question with my own philosophy. You have a lot of people who talk about consciousness. I'm conscious. That's a good thing, but you have a lot of different type of consciousness. You have mystical consciousness. Mystical or cosmetic consciousness could be intellect. Your consciousness, you're conscious of space type things, of esoteric type things. It's all about what you're conscious of. Just because you're conscious, the devil could be conscious of evil and concentrate on it. You understand? You have lunar consciousness, people who was created under a lunar cycle, lunatics, under the lesser light. The moonlight is the lesser light. So you have lunar consciousness, people who are conscious of just things that's not so bright, just the norm, I guess. You have what you call demonic consciousness. That's what I said, evil consciousness. You could be demonically conscious of things. You want to cast spells on people. You could want to start becoming a witch, a child molester, things like that. You can overwatch pornography. You can over-sex, you and your wife, too much sex, doggy style, and all that. That's demonic consciousness. You're conscious of that type of sex life, so you do it. Turn your wife over, fuck all up the ass, put your dick in her mouth, or do this, all kind of. This is what we do. We're gonna hit it tonight. We're gonna get it on. We're gonna get drink, and you having sex under liquor because you're drunk, because you went out and put spirits in you. You're demonically conscious. Then you have you could be atmospherically conscious. That's atmospherically conscious is like an airbender. You into the air. You want to protect the environment of the air. You conscious of chemtrails and you don't like it. You know that atmosphere is something that we need. So you could be atmospherically conscious. You could be spiritually conscious. That's religious, dealing with the water, because spirit, all spirit leads you back to the water. That's what I do. H2O. That's relating to that. You could be planetarily conscious, like I am, an agriculturist. You don't have to like them killing the rainforest and cutting down all the trees and polluting the water, the Earth's ecosystem. There's more, like I said, there's more ground now than grass. There's more cement. There's cement and everything. And when you see ground, it was grass, man. So y'all got to be conscious of what they're doing. And then you can have what will be called a solar conscious. That's the fire. That's us. You come from fire. So if you're air conscious, the airbender, that's air. If you're planetarily conscious of agriculture, that's earth. And if you're solar conscious, that's fire. Earth, air, wind, fire. Earth, wind, and fire. And these are key elements that we need to survive. So when people say they're in a conscious movement, you need to gather all of that and be conscious of all of that. Even the demonic consciousness. You can't be conscious of one thing. Because like I told you, you're striving to know all things at once. You're striving to be able to learn and know everything all at one time. That's your walk. So when people tell you they're conscious, first few words in conscious is a con. You're conscious of what? You understand what I'm saying? White man was conscious for 400 years to enslave people. So don't just get off on being conscious. You got to know how to break down the different levels of consciousness consciousness that there is. Next question. Why scientifically is there always talk of a fifth element? Can you explain, and what is the fifth element? Well, Earth, Wind, and Fire, those are elements that I was just talking about. I don't know, a lot of people study and they might even go to the periodic table and try to count to the fifth element. That don't have nothing to do with it. The fifth element is what was missing. The fifth element, this might spook y'all out. The fifth element could just as well be thumbs to the humans. They needed a fifth element probably. Why I say fifth element could have been thumbs. Because if you follow ape life, or that rhesus monkey, or that life, the monkeys, the apes only had 4 fingers at one point. There was no thumbs. Once thumbs were added to the human anatomy, thumbs, you were able to now grab things and pick things up. You understand what I'm saying? You were able to now put your hand on something and build. Like a bird, they was doing it with their beaks. They was able to gather with their beaks and build a nest. The humans didn't have thumbs always. It's like they didn't have fire until we gave it to them. They looked out of the caves one day after light and they seen fire. It took them 1,000 years after that to even know how to harness fire, to not even be scared of it, to realize that it's something that can warm them. And you see them now in all those rituals. They have the fire circle, the circle of fire. And you all think that's Satanism. No, that's the fire. They took that from us. Fire is important. Fire is one of the first gifts we gave to humans. But anyway, once you have thumbs, that could have been considered the fifth element, because now the apes were able to gather things. You're able to build. You can hold on to things with your thumbs. Think of that. With just the 4 fingers, you don't really have a grasp. It's like being retarded. But the thumbs and your big toes enabled you to walk. You cut your big toes off, you can't walk. That's the balance. So the fifth element could be thumbs that the humans got. It could be just, well, it's thumbs. Or it could be, something else on the, whatever. Where is your mind? We heard you speak about that, but we want deeper. We'd like a deeper explanation. I told y'all, the man could tell y'all all. You could show me a picture of the human anatomy as they do in hospitals and all that. You see the skeleton and all that. Every part of the so-called human body is there. But notice on that chart, they got brain, they got Western Hemisphere, your brain, what's cerebral cortex, or they tell you have some type of reptilian. Each one of us have reptilian in their brain, a reptilian cord in their brain. But where's your mind? Nobody could tell you where your mind is. I'm telling y'all, your mind is in the cosmos. You have to align yourself with your mind. Your mind is it. But there's something before your mind, because your mind is like a processor. It's like the final thought. So if your mind is thought, and you have to go into the cosmos and search and then make up your mind. That's why we say make up your mind. Why are you not saying make up your brain? Because it already went into your brain. That's the processor. That might be the hard drive. Then it has to shoot in your mind with all the frequency and cosmetic. If you're in tune, your mind will gather that thought and shoot it back down to your brain the right way, the right thought. But you have to find your mind. They'll tell you you're out of your mind. They're right. You're out of your mind. Okay? You're out of your mind. Your mind had to be here before what I would call space or matter. Let's just say that. Because even if we want to go with a spontaneous combustion, a Big Bang theory, I would ask, what triggered the bang? It had to be some type of source. Y'all would say energy behind it. I won't call it energy. The mind has something that's more stronger and powerful than energy. I call it synergy. Your mind is the center of all things. That's the ultimate power. That's the ultimate, it's not energy. It's the ultimate synergy because it's the center of all. And that's why they said your cosmetic makeup. Your cosmetic makeup is your body. So that's why when you're dealing with makeup and women, they call it cosmetics. Or you're putting on what? Makeup. They understand they're dealing with a mask. Everything I'm sharing with y'all. And you have to align yourself by frequency, good thoughts, the right intellect and wisdom. A little meditation. I wouldn't suggest a lot. To align yourself right with deity, the right thoughts. And align yourself with your mind so your mind can continue gathering your thoughts and shooting everything back to you the right way. Your mind was here before space. Space is no more than what? Blackness, darkness, or matter, right? So if I'm telling you your mind was here first, it's above space or matter. Thus, mind over matter. This is where all this is coming from. They know these things. Your mind is synergy. It's the center of it all. But where is it? It's not in your head. It has to be somewhere there. It's there. It's in the cosmos, and you have to align with it. Why you think you gotta wait a minute? Your brain done took something in because you got the thought. So what's taking you? Why you gotta make your mind up? Why you gotta gather thoughts? You do better just leaving everything alone, leaving everything to vibration. Everything has vibration. Everything is moving. Some things like rocks are moving so fast that they're still. You understand that? Some things are moving so fast at a fast vibration that they're still. They don't even appear to be moving that fast. So I would tell people that your mind is above you. It's in the cosmos. It's in frequency. It's aligned to you, and you have to be aligned with it. Mind over matter. Right? And then, is there any more? What is cataphatic? Cataphatic? Cataphatic is to speak by way of analogy. Analogy is to, you're only speaking about what you analyze, what you went and analyzed. I don't know where y'all getting these questions from. Cataphatic. Somebody must be helping y'all with these questions. Thought y'all was going to get me. But anyway, I introduced to y'all a thing called synergy. Y'all know about energy. But when you're dealing in the cosmos, man, in the universe, that's the center of all energy. That's synergy. That's not energy no more. Okay? You have to know that space has to be around something. You can't look up and see 5 stars, but there's not space in between them. If you take away the space, it's always one. Y'all got to think about that. Space is important, man. The intervals of space is so important that you can't, it's like back and front, buying and selling. You can't have a buyer without a seller. How can you say I'm a seller? Then there has to be a buyer. How can you say I'm in the front? And there has to be a back. How can you say there's a beginning? If you say there's a beginning, then there has to be an ending. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all have to, I don't know. It's weird, not weird. It's simple when you enfeeble it the right way. That's your new word, enfeeble, break down. Then revamp means to rebuild. Enfeeble people and then revamp and build them back up. Build to destroy, meaning you're building up your intellect to destroy all false intellect, not to destroy people by going out and having ciphers. I'm better than you, white man is this and that. Don't get into this to be right or wrong or to think black people or you're going to trace your roots and find we were so powerful and all that. Then you lose. You lose like that, all right? So just remember a lot of things I was trying to tell y'all. Synergy is what I'm into because energy is less than synergy. God is in the abstract. He's unseen. God, to me, the concept of God is just pattern. A pattern that comes out and strikes into the world and gives off so much that the pattern, the ultimate pattern, and that's this pattern. Everything is this. This is on the Egyptian's head. as a snake. Right there. The serpent. This is the serpent who came over and taught Eve she was naked. And it's going to tell you. And the serpent was more wise, right? Serpent was more wise. They're changing words now in the Bible, though. Because I had a Bible where it said when Cain slew Abel that God replaced him. The word replace was right in there. Now it don't say replaced. Because when you deal with the word replace, it will go into what we're saying. They'll have to take you back to a lab and unky splicing and saying, don't worry about it, we're going to replace them. I mean, just give me the DNA of the animals and I'll redo this. So they're playing with a lot of words. There's all kind of New Testaments. How can it be a New Testament and your boy Jesus is not here? So who's testifying for him? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things y'all got to just change, man. Change. Synergy is it. Meditation, you don't need too much. You don't, I mean, don't try to black yourself out. That's a form of being able to be caught by demons. You don't never want to break yourself all the way down to being nothing. So while you sitting there and doing all that in black, you're not aware. God is aware, man. That all that shit you don't need, man. You just, man, when lightning strikes and intelligence comes in from the sun and you get the information, that's the high, man. That's it right there. That's the ultimate, man. You know what I mean? That's just the ultimate, man. My incense finished burning, so when my incense finished burning, I'm out. Y'all dig? I can't do nothing when my incense finished burning, man. So I hope I did something for y'all for Saturday morning. I try to give y'all like 30 minutes. I could go longer, but I'm going to be honest with y'all. I just don't trust that the consciousness of people can go on that long. That's why I don't do shows that long. Y'all be busy doing things, man, in your kitchens and all that, telling me you was doing this, and I didn't have time. So sometimes I put up visuals. If I put up the visuals, y'all feel y'all got to watch. Y'all can still just be moving around your earphones and listening. But when you see a screen, somebody on the screen, you feel you got to be watching and not listening. So a lot of times I just put up a picture or something so that y'all could just, you know that you don't have to watch. You know what I mean? Don't wanna be falling in when I'm falling out. Didn't think I'd give for love. Every time I hold it back, nothing's lost in my head. I'm trying to find who I am. Let's choose this. Let's take. Always remember, man. Elements like gold and silver. Gold is your ears. Silver is your mouth. When you talk a lot, that's silver. But when you listen, that's silence. And silence is golden. You heard?